Bhoondi.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. No, you're welcome, and I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, this has been something we've spoken about for a little while.
Just a bit. We see each other
Nearly
every day.
Every day at Bibra.
Have good conversations.
Yeah, so you've been a member with us for a while.
Yes,
Really cool story, and yeah.
Well, I've been a member ever since I've been back from Melbourne. So I moved to Melbourne for 20 years, and I came back, say, just after COVID, so 2020. Was that 2020? Yeah, about 20.
2021 maybe.
Yeah, so I've been ever since then. So moved back, and I joined at Canning-Vale.
Oh.
Yeah, I joined Canning-Vale. So here's the etymology and the beginning of why I joined ROAR. So when my sister lives right near the Canning-Vale.
Yeah.
And my friend Karen Toby was working. Yeah. So she got me a few complimentary sessions at the Canning-Vale store, at the Canning-Vale gym. And then I went in there, and then it just had everything I wanted. The people, everyone was very welcoming.
Yeah.
Had that sense of belonging. And then every time I came back to Perth and stayed with my sister, I'd always go to Canning-Vale. And then when I moved back to Perth, I joined up at Canning-Vale, and then I wanted to start swimming.
Yeah.
And I was doing ice baths and all those, and I wanted an ice bath and sauna. And then they says, oh look, Bibra Lake. This is Coburn. Bibra Lake has a pool, sauna, and an ice bath. So I checked that out. I expanded my membership, and mate.
Been there ever since.
That's history, yeah. I've been there ever since.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, because obviously we've had Bibra now for about 7 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like probably the last 5 years, there's not a day that's gone by that I haven't seen Bhoondi at Bibra when I'm there at work. So that's cool. I didn't know you actually started at Canning-Vale and then upgraded your membership. That's really, really cool.
Actually, I'm still a member at Canning-Vale, so I think I might have to change it over to Bibra Lake. But no, I really enjoy, so my day, basically, I work in festivals.
Yeah.
So that seasonal, so from September to April is when I'm traveling around, and I call it the season, so I'm head down, ass up type of thing, working though. So I'm hardly in the gym. But when I'm not in the gym, the off season, I'm there every day. So I get there maybe about 8 o'clock. I go do my hypertrophy, my weights.
Yeah.
I pack up there, then I go to the cafe. I set up my little office, as you know, and I sit there for another 4 or 5 hours and do my content or work. And then after that, pack that up, and then I'll go do 15, 16 laps, so maybe 300-400 meters in the pool, then do the recovery session. Nice. And then that's my day for the day. And I do that probably about 5 times a week.
Yeah, which is awesome, because we've had this conversation before, but Bibra Lake is that sort of like ecosystem that you can sort of set up for the day and do everything that you need within the space without having to leave. And I think like your role as a creator, and obviously you've got the podcast, you do so many things. So it allows you to kind of get your training session in, then you can sit at the booth in RBG. You've got the little QR code there, so they just bring the coffees to you whenever you order, which is great, because that was like the vision, right? That was what we kind of wanted to create, like that WeWork space. Yeah. We always see you like set up with your laptop and your mic and everything. You always have something happening. And then you get to finish off in recovery. So you kind of spend the whole day tapping into all the services, which is just awesome. See,
my fitness journey, it started a long time ago. So I used to be 136 kilo obese. I used to be obese. Okay, so I used to be quite a large fella.
How long ago was this?
You're talking 2003. So I reckon I was my heaviest at 2003. So what's that? 23? Fuck. 23 years ago, bro.
23 years.
23 years ago.
I feel like we need to see some photos.
I'll give you some photos and everything like that. So the journey started from there. So fitness is a non-negotiable for me.
Yeah.
I know that when I'm doing content, I do Muay Thai content and I do podcasting. When I'm creating, I'm too much in my head. And I want to get out of that, I go to my body. You know, my breathing, and then I get back to my body. And I think fitness is very important for my age group, to maintain that. It's part and parcel. I think I have a theory. Here's my theory about our bodies are built for resilience.
Yes.
Our bodies are not built for comfort.
Yep.
And what I do is I like to put myself through, I call it controlled adversity.
Yes.
Ebbing and flowing.
Yeah.
So tide comes in, tide comes out. I think that we need to test ourselves.
Definitely.
Like I do put yourself through a physical test, and put yourself through a mental test as well. So ice baths and saunas.
Yeah, I love that. I have a kind of similar theory. I think that, there's the duality of life, right? You've got the good and the bad, the light and the dark. And
Yes.
I think that we have to put ourselves in situations where we are tested, and we're voluntarily putting ourselves in those situations so that we're, exercising our discipline, we're exercising our resilience and our mental fortitude, so that when something does happen, that it's kind of unexpected, we know that we can handle it because we're putting ourselves, we're electing and volunteering to put ourselves in those situations when we're doing training and when we're, doing recovery sessions and choosing the hard thing. So I really like that.
Controlled stress.
Yeah.
It's just say that's the timeline of man.
Yeah.
Okay. Or just the modern man. As we know, is what's it called? What's the man? Homo sapien.
Yes, Homo sapien.
Homo sapien. Just say that's the timeline. We've been hunters and gatherers, so our bodies are built to be running on the savannas and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so just that little micro bit there is modern man as we know it today. So our biology has not caught up with our technology.
Yeah.
So our biology is still thinking that we are meant to be running and we're meant to be testing our body. But now we've got all this technology where we can just laze around and just do have things done for you.
Hunched over.
So I think we need to, our biology has not caught up with our technology.
Yeah.
So I think we still need to be testing ourselves.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I'm interested. So you said it was about 22, 23 years ago where you made that kind of shift or that change. What was it? Like what happened in your life where you decided one day that you were going to start going to the gym? What was the change that happened for you?
You want to know the real reason?
Yeah.
Look, the real reason, the main reason was because, I seen the decline of my father's health.
Yeah.
He didn't really look after himself. And so I thought to myself, I don't want to head in that direction.
Yeah.
I just need to be losing. Can I just say, really?
Yeah.
The truth?
Yeah.
I was in the shower one day and my gut, I looked down, I couldn't see my penis. So I thought, fuck, something's good. Is that too much? No, but that was like the catalyst of like, fuck, I've got to lose weight. I'm too big. But I've always been athletic.
Yeah.
I've always played sport,
yeah.
but I've always been large, and I thought that was the catalyst of trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
So I just started to lose weight then.
Yeah. Everybody has to have that kind of like rock bottom where they start from that triggers that response. So, so obviously you've been a member at ROAR, started at Canning Vale. Now you go to Bibra Lake, you pretty much live there. We do have a debate that you possibly spend more time there than I do, which I love.
Yeah.
All the staff know you. You're pretty much part of the team. What is it about ROAR Bibra Lake, apart from like the facilities and the things that you've said, that keeps you coming back to that gym?
Family. It's a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
When I walk through that, when I walk into the foyer, the reception area, everyone's, "G'day, Bhoondi, how you going? How you going?" And it's a family thing, and like I always get ice in my drink bottle, and I always walk up straight away. People just don't know; they just know straight away.
Yeah.
They know exactly. It's just that sense of belonging.
After.
Yeah, I do get looked after. I'm treated like family, like I'm part of the gang.
Yeah. But you also, I think you attract back what you put out, because I'll walk past the gym floor, I'll be in the pool area and I'll see you talking to members, and you know everyone. So I think as well, you're just that like friendly person on the gym floor that, makes conversation with anyone. And so.
Oh, it works both ways, symbiotic. It works both ways, man. I feel comfortable there, so hence that's why I talk to people and make other people feel comfortable. I just want to make other people feel the same as I do when I walk into ROAR.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we have a kind of like an ethos that we talk about where we say ROAR is a feeling. And that's what we want to emulate from the team and from the front desk and all the clubs. It's like ROAR is a feeling that you get. And so I'm interested to know from your perspective how you would describe ROAR as a feeling for you.
As a feeling?
Like, what is the feeling?
Ooh, that's a good question. A feeling I'm happy. I look forward to going into the gym. I do look forward to. It's like it's it is my second home.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of my thinking there. I do a lot of all my work. I recognise I'll probably spend minimum of 6 hours a day there.
We can track it.
We
can see when you scan in and when you scan out. So
but no, look, I feel comfortable there. I no lies. I feel like it's home.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I don't belong. I do feel like I belong there. It is. And I just can't describe it any other way.
Yeah.
You know, it is I call it family.
Yeah.
I love it. But I want to just talk about the facility itself though. You know, it's world class. Like I've been to a lot of gyms. You know, I've just come back from Texas. Come back from around the world, and I've been to a few gyms. And what I love, the equipment's on point. Everything that you need, no matter what your capabilities are, whether you're just starting off as in the fitness world or you're advanced, you've got everything there. The recovery, the pool. Now we've got Oasis.
Yeah.
You know, and that facility blows my mind.
Yeah.
And
Have you done the snow room?
I've done the snow room.
Gone in.
I can sit in that snow room longer. I don't know why than an ice bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't give you the same sensation. And I think like the difference of like inhaling the cold, obviously to a different response, but the submersion in the cold water versus sitting in the cold space is, even though it's, vastly different temperatures, but it's really good. And for meditation, because I know that you're into meditation, you're into a lot of the mindfulness stuff, to sit in that space and actually meditate. It's like, some would argue that it's not enjoyable, but I think it's quite blissful, isn't it?
I think you better, I mean, when you
just got to move past
you got to move past that
the
the uncomfortableness. There's no pain, it's just uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Uncomfortable. Yeah. So that's why I do love Oasis.
No, that's awesome. And we spoke about, obviously you went to Texas, you spent a bit of time there. You are planning on going back next year, possibly you said for about 6 months.
6 months, yes.
So the exciting thing is when you come back, we'll hopefully be towards the end of our renovation at Bibra and there'll be lots more change. So you'll kind of leave while there's a bit of construction and then coming back to the reveal.
I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, people that know me, I do Muay Thai content.
Yeah.
Cam was showing me that new area where Watson Room is now.
Yes.
That's going to be like an arena,
space.
an event space. You know, not just combat sport, not just boxing, Muay Thai, MMA. You're going to have, it's going to be music as well. Everything. You got a brewery in there.
Honky tonk.
Honky tonk.
That's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Being the Muay Thai space, what Cam showed me, that's perfect. You're gonna have in between 1,500 to 2,000 capacity seating.
Yeah.
It's very intimate.
Yeah.
And then you know what I love the most is when the fighters are finished, they can go to Oasis.
Yep.
And do the recovery there.
Yeah.
There's like bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Going to an ice bath.
Yeah.
Or that snow room would be perfect for recovery for the fighters as well.
Yeah, it's the perfect little mecca, perfect little lifestyle sort of precinct, isn't it? Because it's just...
Is that what you wanted to do? Was that your envision to have the one-stop shop? Because like you don't just have the gym. You've got physios there, you've got beauticians there.
Yep.
Got a world-class cafe, that kitchen, mate. Yeah. With the new menu coming out as well, yeah?
Yep, again, another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved and grown on itself, but it's just trying to make use of all the space and create that ecosystem that taps into all the different parts of health and wellness because, it's not just the strength training side anymore, it's all the other things that complement it. So it does continue to grow on itself, but the vision is definitely like, to be able to cater to all the different disciplines of what is considered health and wellness. So
Yeah.
one thing I'm really excited for, and it'll be towards the end of the project because we haven't even briefed the designer yet, but we actually have an area out the back that's not being used, and I want to build a bit of like a yoga shala, like a Balinese style.
Oh,
shala.
really?
Yeah, and create a space that's quite sound protected, so you can go and do your mindfulness, meditation, yoga, sound healing, all those sorts of modalities, just because that's obviously, it's always been popular, and it's definitely not a new trend or anything, but I just think the growing interest in mindfulness practice, to be able to have that out there and have that space built and designed for that, where it's a bit of an escape.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be towards the end of the project, but it just keeps evolving. And I think that's what I love about what we do, is that we don't want the most gyms, we just want the best gyms.
Yeah.
Which means that we can continue to reinvest in our clubs, and we can continue to bring in new things and be the leader on certain ideas and certain trends in Australia, because we're not focused on rapid expansion of heaps of sites. We're actually just focused on the sites that we have and in the community that we have, and just continuing to invest and make them better. So it just puts us in a position that if we have an idea, we can act on it, instead of going, oh no, we've got this project over here, this project, this site, and then we're just too stretched that we can't actually do anything. So yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun. So my last question for you is, obviously you've got an amazing story. You've been doing the gym world now for over 20 years.
Yeah.
You're extremely fit. It's I would say it's part of your identity, right?
Yeah,
I think
it
you
is.
get to a point where it's who you are. That discipline, it still takes the discipline, but it becomes a part of who you are. So for somebody that it's not a part of their identity, it's not a world that they're exposed to yet, or maybe they are going to a gym somewhere else, but they keep seeing ROAR and they're thinking, I should go and try it out, but they haven't kind of committed. What would you say to somebody that is sitting on the fence, that's either too nervous, unsure? What would you say to words of encouragement to someone that's considering ROAR?
Jeez, wow, hold on. Mate, stop beating around the bush. The anxiety of not doing the exercise outweighs the anxiety of that initial, I want to do it.
Yeah.
So just push through that, do it, and I think that momentum will help you get through. If you go to a place like ROAR, especially all the trainers that I've dealt with will make you feel welcome, will help you, will nurture you through.
Yeah, you just gotta take the step.
Yeah, take the leap. Take that, have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Just take that leap.
On the other side,
Yeah.
you can be like Bhoondi.
Yeah.
And you're full of life,
I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's hard work.
Yeah.
But that hard work, doing the hard work, outweighs the anxiety of not doing the hard work. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you can't beat around the bush, man. If you want to be healthy, if you want to be at peace, it takes work.
Yeah.
And you have to do the work. Be consistent. Even when you don't feel like doing it, do it. That is the best time to do it.
Yeah.
Is when you don't want to do it.
Yes. That's the discipline.
Because you're not gonna be wanting to do it every day. But if you are consistent and just be consistent every day.
Yeah.
You don't have to be intense every time.
Yeah.
But as long as you are consistent and just
Show up.
Just show up.
Yeah.
I think just show up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love it.
that's it.